good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to you. Welcome to the, cold edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. However, there is no snow in the forecast, so we are doing well, Pete Wilson. We're getting there. Of course, Jennifer here with our good friend Pete Wilson to start off our day with the morning news update. And that is brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you have any real estate needs, give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she'll be out working for you. All right, Pete, how are you this morning? Happy Friday.
Yes, it is Friday. We made it. We made it through the teeth of the winter, and hopefully the worst is behind us.
Hopefully.
You know how that works. You get to the end of February, you think you're home, and then March disappoints the hell out of you.
I know it gets us sometimes, doesn't
Right, it does. But we're getting closer. We're getting closer for sure.
That's right. I think we're only 28 days now away from the first day of spring. So
that's right. We have that to look forward to.
We can only dream.
Right, exactly. But Jennifer, speaking of the weather, we are now on a level 1, both in Jackson County and Vinton County. That means the roads are obviously improving, even out in the hinterland. Also, the going from level 2 to level 1 will probably open some things up. I know that the schools, to a degree, not only on their own call, they go by that a little bit. Level 2 is one where you're just not supposed to be out unless you have to, and I think that has impacted some of the decisions to keep the schools closed for most of the week. Most of the schools are closed today. The level 1 was kind of put in effect by both Vinton County and Jackson County later in the day, but it is level 1 after being earlier in the week, remember, both counties level 3 for a little while. So as far as the rest of the news, we've got some very good reports to give you on the COVID-19 front. If you listened to the press conference yesterday from Governor Mike DeWine, he had a shout out for Vinton County. That is because, and it's a good thing, everything the governor has said through this, a lot of it's grim, but this was good. Remember, there is a high incidence level. It's one of the maps, the graphics that they put out to show, how bad the COVID-19 situation is from a relative standpoint, in which direction it's moving. Well, the high incidence level in the state is 100 cases per 100,000 population. The per capita thing puts everybody on the same footing, whether you're a small county like Vinton or an urban county like Franklin. Vinton County slipped below the 100 cases per 100,000 per capita threshold. That means it is no longer a high incidence county in Ohio. It is the only one that is not a high incidence county. For quite some time, all 88 counties have been high incidence. If you remember, Jackson County, when it was dealing with the worst of it, it was in the 300s, well over that 100 level. Mm-hmm. So Vinton County now, to be exact, is at 99.4 on the. So it doesn't take very many cases in Vinton County with its low population to tip one way or the other. But right now, as of Thursday, on that Ohio Public Health Advisory System, it is below the high incidence level of 100 cases per 100,000 population. And the governor pointed that out on a map yesterday and gave a shout out to Vinton County. The latest report from the Vinton County Health Department reflects the good news. They had 4 cases over the past 8 days. That is obviously a case every other day. Mm-hmm. Very good news there. Only had 2 deaths in all of February, a total of 15 right now. In Jackson County, there was good news and bad news, but we'll reflect on the good news first. In Jackson County, 38 new confirmed cases over the last week. That week's period being February 11th through the 17th. That is 7.4 cases per day, if you break it down on a per day thing. And Jackson County for the last several weeks has been just below 10, which is good, and they kind of flatlined there. The 7.4 is the lowest total that I recall in recent weeks. If I'm wrong on that, I apologize, but it is, if not the lowest, one of the lowest that we've had in recent weeks. So that 7.4 represents, still a movement in the right direction. Unfortunately, The bad news was that there were 3 virus-related deaths in the last week, which pushes the total death toll in Jackson County to 53. So on one side, we have still declining cases, much reduced than what they were in January at the start of February. But still, it's a dangerous thing. People still in the hospital from COVID-19 and people still dying as a result of COVID-19. But overall, the movement is good. Jackson County's per capita rate, since we brought up Vinton counties, is 222.1 cases per 100,000 population. That is based on 72 cases being reported in the period February 3rd through the 16th. I know the numbers are numbing, they're hard to put in perspective, but remember, Jackson County at one time was well into the 300s, and now it's 222.1. That is a big improvement, 33%, Jennifer.
Yes.
And also, remember the rating when Jackson County was number 1? Vinton County's 88. That's great. Remember when Jackson County was number 1? Not a very good distinction. Jackson County is now 51 out of 88. So
Much
not
better.
only are the cases better, but compared to everybody else, we're also doing better. But I tell you what, those county ratings bounce around, and some of the counties are in the top 10, and then they're in the middle and like that. And in southeastern Ohio, it's still literally all over the map as far as the counties are doing. So we have to be too careful not to rest on our laurels there. Okay, very important news came from the Jackson County Health Department yesterday. They are being affected by the weather from the federal level to the state level and then down to the local level. The shipments of vaccines are not arriving on schedule, which means that a lot of folks who have shown up to get their shots, their second dose shots, in this case, they had their shots several weeks ago and they were supposed to report back this week for their second dose. They didn't, they had an appointment, they were supposed to show up. They have had to be told that they will have to reschedule their shots because of the vaccine supply. Shots are being given, but because the vaccine is not arriving on schedule from the Ohio Department of Health and they're not getting it from Washington or wherever it comes from, it has delayed some of these shots. And yesterday, the Jackson County Health Department, Kevin Aston, put out a news release, which we, by the way, have on our Facebook and website. You want to check it out. It has some of the details about people who were not able to get their second dose vaccines, when to go to the health department or to the Nazarene Church to get those vaccines. It's too much to kind of talk about here, but the problem is that the reliability of the vaccine shipments coming in did not come through, and it has backed up when some of these second shots can be given. It has also affected the schools. Today was supposed to be the day that all Jackson County schools, the teachers and other adult personnel in the schools got their vaccines. That has now been backed up to February the 26th.
But they took a day off of school for that, Pete.
Well, Wellston, I know, did. Were they doing that in Jackson, too?
I think so.
Well, they were trying to work it into the schedule. They wanted to do it on Friday so that if there were some side effects, everybody could, recover over the weekend and be ready to go back to work on Monday. But they have had to back it up to February the 26th. The health department did explain this in the news release that I have referred to, but they hope to do all the schools on February the 26th. And the folks who missed their second shots this week, I don't know about the number of first shots that were missed, but all those folks who were supposed to go back for their second doses, a lot of them are being told to go back next week, and they have specific times and days to do that, either at the health department or the church. I know that Holzer Health System, that is giving a lot of vaccines, has had to do that too. Some vaccines are being given, but it has been slowed down and backed up a little bit. So we urge you to, like I say, check our Facebook and website for the details. That story also, of course, will be in our print edition of the paper, which comes out tomorrow. The Chillicothe Post of the State Highway Patrol reports kind of a freaky accident that took place yesterday evening at 8:44 p.m. on U.S. Route 35 near Chillicothe. What happened was there were two vehicles that were stopped in the in one of the westbound lanes of U.S. 35 to help a disabled vehicle. So you have three vehicles parked along the road there, maybe on the road, I'm not sure. A patrolman stopped to help too. Well, a westbound vehicle that was driven by William Travis, age 61, of Jackson, was coming that way too. And unfortunately, Mr. Travis hit the patrol car and also one other vehicle before hitting a retaining wall there along the highway. Mr. Travis suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to Adena Regional Medical Center there at Chillicothe. Fortunately, nobody was in those vehicles that were stopped along the highway or on the highway there, and so nobody else was hurt. It could have been a lot worse. Mr. Travis was, in addition to his injuries, received a citation for driving while impaired. Motorists are reminded to wear their safety belts, drive sober, and in this time of weather-related problems. You know, you got those snow plows on the road. A snow plow, by the way, was struck in Hocking County just yesterday, Jennifer. We talked about that danger. One happened in nearby Hocking County. But you have disabled vehicles. You have vehicles that are going slower because of ice and snow on the road, or they're just trying to be careful. You have vehicles that aren't working right because of the cold weather. And so you're going to have these situations along the highway with slow traffic or stop traffic. You just have to be very careful. But this one obviously could have been a heck of a lot worse.
Yes, it could have been.
All right, and some good news to report. We're back to the good news. Remember the AP Green plant closed a couple years ago down there on Pyro Road near Oak Hill. There was some jobs there, and they were very good paying jobs. And it ended up, though, that plant closed because the owner of the plant, Harbison Walker, there was a dispute with the union on contract negotiations. But the truth of the matter is they were looking to kind of change what they were doing, and they were going to build a new plant, a new modern plant that did the same things down at South Point. Well, that resulted in the closure of the Oak Hill plant and all those jobs. That plant, and here it is, that's the picture. It's off the road. It's off the main highway. It's on Pyro Road, several miles east of State Route 93 towards Oak Hill. But that's what the plant looks like from the outside. Harbison Walker initially had no interest in selling the plant because they didn't want competition. You know, that's what they're doing down at South Point. Well, now it is on the market and being sold. And there is the sign that says it's for sale.
Wow.
So the good news is, according to Sam Brady, who is the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership Executive Director, that is a good industrial property with a lot of potential. The only thing that's not great about it is it's off the road a little bit.
It is. It's kind of off the beaten path.
Right, it is a little bit. However, he considers it a primo property, and now it's listed, and they're hoping that something else can go in there. He said the property is actually in very good shape for what it does. So that was good news that was reported at the last Oak Hill Chamber of Commerce meeting, and we'll have that story in our paper as well. Okay, we'll go north to Vinton County now, and Red Thompson Jr. was dredging for stories, and he talked to Caleb Appleman, who is the marketing director in Vinton County. Caleb is over the Convention and Visitors Bureau there, and he was able to give Red some good news about some of the projects that are happening there. The CVB is getting ready to open its Hope School Welcome Center. This is north of MacArthur on State Route 93 in Swan Township. This used to be the old Swan School, and now it is a visitor center. There you see the sign, Old Swan School Visitor Center, Vinton County. Swan Township is in northern Vinton County, which is close to the Hocking Hills, which is a hot tourist area. And Vinton County is very gung-ho about developing tourism in the northern part of the county, especially near where a lot of people are already coming to visit the Hocking Hills. You have Ravenwood Castle up there. And so they're looking to maximize other lodging and business opportunities up there. And this is part of their master plan to bring more money into the county. So the Swan Township Visitor Center Welcome Center is about ready to reopen. There's also going to be a new cell tower up that way, and what that'll do, that'll bring broadband service to some of those businesses and residents that might want to move there. It's a big thing. So all good. Also, he said, talked about Caleb Appleman, they would like to continue their project, their proposal to purchase the Hotel MacArthur property in downtown MacArthur and turn that into a facility where they can rent rooms out, kind of boutique rooms, specialty rooms, and also maybe get a restaurant and operator in there to do the lodging, and also maybe open a restaurant there, kind of revitalize the Hotel MacArthur property. That's something that is proposed right now. They have to secure the property, but their plans to do so are out in the open, and they're moving that direction.
And they have the Garth Brooks room.
They have the Garth Brooks room. Okay.
I mean, hello.
Right. Well, that should be worth something.
I think so.
That should be worth something. And as far as the CVB is concerned, this is kind of like a sidebar, but it's getting close to the Wild Turkey Festival. That's normally held in May. According to Caleb Appleman, committee members are hoping that they can do the festival this year. No final decision or official announcement has been made, but one perhaps could be made as early as the middle of next week about if the Turkey Festival is going to happen and how they will do it. Of course, it's close enough to where they really have to start working on that. Okay, this weekend there was supposed to be a community grant meeting at the Liberty Theater Community Center in Oak Hill about that neighborhood revitalization grant that the village is trying to get. It's a $750,000 grant if they can get it. And they have these community meetings. They've already had two. This would be the third one. They're having these meetings to see what the community would want to do with the money if they get it to make improvements in Oak Hill. It's very important to hear what the public wants. And the people who judge the grant applications factor in how much interest there is in the projects and how much people want to be involved, and they come to these meetings. However, the meeting schedule for this Saturday, it was 10:30 a.m. at the Liberty Theater Community Center. Because of the weather, they have decided to back that up a week, Jennifer. It's now going to be February the 27th, also at the Liberty Theater Community Center at 10:30. So once again, that community meeting, this isn't just for village officials and bureaucrats. This is for anyone in the Oak Hill area, particularly in the village, who is interested in seeing improvements done, and they want to put their bid on what to do. You can do lots of different things with this neighborhood revitalization money. You can do things like improve water and sewer lines, but you can also do things like that are recreation oriented too. They want to do more than one project with this $750,000. That's the way it's modeled. Speaking of money, the Jackson Visitors and Convention Commission is going to have a meeting. They're actually going to have a meeting later on, but they are now accepting applications for funding requests for 2021. This is money that the City Visitors and Commission Convention, which is part of city government, does to use the tourism money that comes in from lodging taxes, also called the bed tax, a percentage of what you pay. And this is about anywhere you go, you're going to pay this local lodging tax. That money is split between the city's general fund and tourism projects, and this committee decides how to spend the money. And of course, you need to ask for it. You need to show up to their meetings. The application deadline for this was just put out earlier in the week, so there's not a lot of notice, but the application deadline for the first round of funding is this Monday, 9 a.m., Monday, February 22nd. Applications with the completed W-9 can be emailed to the city at Tanya Hatton's email. She is the HR director now at Jackson. That is thatton@jacksonohio.us. You can also drop off applications at the city's Memorial Building between 8 a.m. until noon and 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. But of course, once again, the deadline is 9 a.m. on Monday. There will be an application review meeting at 9:30 on Monday in the City Council chambers on Portsmouth Street. You're welcome to attend, and applicants then will have the opportunity to provide additional information necessary for the application. All right, a chicken noodle lunch is being held today at the Jackson Senior Citizen Center. This is not an eat-in thing, of course. This is a drive-up, carry-out, and delivery service. And this chicken noodle lunch that's being done by the Board of Aging at the Jackson Senior Citizen Center on Mound Street will go to help provide money for the Jackson County Board of Aging's proposal to build a new senior citizen center in Jackson. They're hoping to pass a levy in the May primary election, but they're trying to raise some money on their own, and this is one of the ways they're trying to do it with the chicken noodle lunch today. It's scheduled from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You need to call to place an order in advance so it's all ready for when you come to get it. That number is 740-286-2909. Once again, 740-286-2909. Jennifer, have you ever, there it is up on the board. Thank you, Courtney. Have you ever had the chicken and noodles from the Jackson Senior Citizen Center?
I don't remember, Pete.
Well, then you have
but
missed out.
I know. I'll bet I can't. I've heard wonderful things about them.
It is very good. They not only serve
sure.
them at the meals there and on their home delivered meals program, but they sell them to the public.
That's what I
They
thought.
do that in pies too from time to time.
Yes, you can actually
and
go buy
they'll
the
have
noodles.
public events there to raise money, and they'll sell this food and desserts and whatever. But for this meal, it's only $8. You get the chicken and noodles and the mashed potatoes, which is typical in these chicken noodle dinners. But then there's also green beans and coleslaw as well. There is free delivery to businesses, if you call ahead of time, so you don't even have to go get it. Once again, all proceeds will go to the Senior Citizens Building Levy Fund. A secondary number to call is 395-6991, 740-395-6991. Once again, that is today, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Still plenty of time to place an order and get that delicious chicken noodle lunch to go. Speaking of food, the Wellston Lions Fish Booth is reopening this weekend. We told you that earlier in the week, but we want to remind you because they haven't done that since last fall.
That sounds good.
Today from 5 to 7 p.m. and then tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Its fish and veal booth is located parked trailer in front of the Dollar Tree store on South Pennsylvania Avenue, which is near the middle of town there. That's a typical place for them to park. They serve veal sandwiches, fish sandwiches, fries, fresh cut fries, and drinks. They're all a very low price. And once, like the senior citizens, all the proceeds will go for something good. In this case, community projects in Wellston. That's the Wellston Lions Club doing that. In Wellston, the Sylvester Memorial Wellston Public Library has announced that it will have Saturday hours this Saturday, February 20th, and next Saturday, February the 27th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Staff members are helping to welcome patrons back into the library on these two Saturdays, so limited access into the library the next two Saturdays at the Wellston Library there on 2nd Street. Also, we want to tell you that the section of John Evans Road in Madison Township that connects State Route 93 with Bingham Street in the village, that's a fairly busy workaround off State Route 93 through the locals. That road was closed for about a day, but it reopened late yesterday afternoon. It is open again. That is Madison Township Road 716, better known as John Evans Road. Okay, Jennifer, since we're level 1 now, even though schools are out of session, we might have basketball this weekend.
Okay.
There's a chance. And, of course, a lot of our local games have not been played and they've been backed up. Very important regular season games and then tournament games as well. Tonight in Division III, the Oak Hill Lady Oaks will travel to Winchester to take on Eastern Brown. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off time. They were supposed to play Wednesday night. They didn't. Supposed to play last night. They didn't. So they're going to try again tonight. The fact that Jackson County is level 1, even though Oak Hill was out of school, could mean that game will be played. If it is, you can hear it on WCJO 97.7 FM. Also tonight, the Jackson Iron Ladies, who were supposed to play last night and didn't, will be playing tonight if the officials determine that it's safe to do so. That will be at Waverly High School. The Jackson Iron Ladies against the Waverly Lady Tigers in Division II tournament basketball. And of course, in tournament, Jennifer, as you know, you're one, and it's one and done. If you lose, so it makes it very much more exciting. Also, Vinton County's previously postponed home game against the Wellston Golden Rockets in boys basketball is also scheduled for tonight. That game was postponed several times as well. Also, in girls basketball, the Vinton County Lady Vikings, who were supposed to play last night, will not be able to play tonight in their tournament game because the team they were supposed to play, Gallia Academy or Athens, that game has not been played because of weather. So they have to play that one first. That game will be played tonight at 7 p.m. The winner will travel to Vinton County for the championship game on Saturday, tomorrow at 1 p.m. So that's the Lady Vikings in Division II. They will take on either Gallia Academy or Athens at 1 p.m. You feel kind of sorry for Gallia Academy and Athens because they got to play tonight and then come back and play one of the best teams in the area at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But that's, what has happened because of all this weather stuff. So there you are.
Was that all you have, Pete?
That's all I got.
Well, thank you, Pete. And of course, you can check out all of the Skinny on the Telegram, either website or by subscribing to the Telegram News. And you can do that here at the radio or online. So thank you, Pete. And a paper coming out tomorrow.
It will be out tomorrow.
That's right. So make sure you get your hands on it.
All right. And we thank you. Everybody have a great weekend.
You too, Pete. Thanks. All right, and Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or have any real estate questions, please give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she will be out working for you, even in the snow and ice. All right, let's head on over to your Total Media Radio weather forecast, and it's actually perking up a little bit, so there is a light at the end of the tunnel, folks. If you can get through today and tomorrow, there is no snow in the forecast, thank goodness. And look at Sunday and Monday's temperatures. That's right, folks. But if we get through today, which is mostly cloudy skies, highs around 28. Again, those wind chills, though, today as low as 14 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows around 10. Tomorrow, kind of cold as well, partly cloudy, highs around 29, wind chills as low as 11, and tomorrow night, mostly clear, lows around 14. But look at those Sunday temperatures, partly cloudy, highs around 43, and the lows there around 29. Monday, 43 as well. Tuesday, 46, and look at Wednesday.
Heat wave.
It's a heat wave. Hopefully we can get rid of all of the junk that's lying on the ground right now, and we will keep our fingers crossed that nothing changes in between. So, again, we do have a couple of more days of cold weather in the forecast, so please check on your friends, your pets, your neighbors, all of those folks that may need a little help along the way. But again, Sunday rolls around and it's looking much, much better. And again, don't forget Total Media Radio app can be downloaded and it at the App Store and also at the Google Play Store if you have an Android. And you can listen to all 4 radio stations through your phone anywhere, anytime. And that's a pretty cool thing. And it's absolutely free. That's right, free. Don't get free stuff much anymore, do you, John Boy?
Free.
We love free. Free is good.
Free.
That's right. So, hey, a couple of things before we get on with it. I have to say, so yesterday, Courtney and John weren't here, so James and Phil were here, and we were talking about, have you all heard about the Yellow Balloon Challenge in West Virginia? The Yellow Balloon Challenge. So
Yes. Okay.
anyway, this it all started. This lady took her little boy to one of the party cities or whatever, and he was having a horrible day. And one of the employees there just handed him a yellow balloon, and it like made his day. He's 2 years old, and he was so excited, and it just kind of went viral, and local businesses started picking it up and whatever. And it was just kind of a pay it forward kind of thing. And businesses started challenging each other to do something nice for somebody and whatever. So anyway, so I challenged Phil and James to do something nice yesterday. And so when I went out to my car after the show, there was a Hershey Kiss on my side mirror.
Aww.
And I busted Phil. He was in his car. I said, "Did you do that?" And he said, "Yes."
That was nice.
So
of
thank
Phil.
you, Phil. See, he was listening, and that was so kind of him. And also, I did want to give a big shout out to one of our loyal listeners, and that is Rick Sims. And Rick listens every day. And I heard Rick was a bit under the weather and had some heart issues. And ended up having some surgery. So, Rick, we hope you are feeling much better. Well wishes to our
Yes.
friend Rick. And we are thinking of you, buddy. Thank you for being such a loyal listener. And we're sending all of the love that we can your way. So,
You betcha.
just
For
wanted
sure.
to give a shout out to him, and hope he's feeling much better. All right, so what in the heck's going on, Mr. John?
Well, earlier you were talking about the weather, and I would like to throw out a little thing,
Okay.
about the weather. Tomorrow, and there's hindsight here that I probably shouldn't have. My mouth said that I would help, but our Wellston Rotary Club is going to have a chili and bean soup, cookout. We're going to be across the depot at the old Pants Factory lot. And I'm one of the startup crews, start the fire. It's going to be open fire. They're going to be cooked out.
Maybe you
So,
should call in sick, John.
Yeah, I asked who's going to be the person to start the fire to warm the place up for us people to come in to start the fire.
That's right.
But anyway, please stop by because it's going to
Yes.
be kind of cold at startup, and all of these bowls of chili and soup that we hand out. There's going to be water and ski and other things too, but all of that money goes to our scholarship fund. So
That's right, and it goes to a good cause.
Yes, it
and
does.
So you can get bowls of chili and beans
Mhm.
that are cooked over the open fire.
You got it.
And how much are those?
I think $5.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just a cook. I'm not on
And,
that,
yeah,
other,
it
that
looks like
end.
it
but
said suggested donation is
a
$5.
suggested donation.
Okay.
You can
Okay,
totally
let me
give
up
more.
that to $20 there.
So, I think a $20 bowl of chili, it's some
Yeah.
really good chili. We promise it's worth it.
That's right. So anyway, we invite everybody out, and of course, those who partake, you just stop by, roll the window down, we'll load you up,
They'll
You
throw
go-
that chili right at you.
right?
Just
And
keep on driving.
you can keep right on going in your warm and heated car.
That is exactly right. Maybe throw some heat out to them as you go by.
Yeah, we start hanging out lunging inside the cars to get warm. Don't worry, we're not. We're just trying to unfreeze our faces. So
Or if their eyelids are frozen shut, don't worry, it'll thaw out eventually.
it'll be well worth it. We're excited.
No, that's good.
It's fun.
Yeah, very, very good. So there are some great causes to support. You have like the Lions Club fish booth
Yeah.
open. You guys have your beans and chili going on. I mean, there's all kind of great eating this weekend. And take advantage. Just go from place to place.
There you go.
Yeah, and you don't even have to get out of your car.
That's right. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool, for sure.
By
Hey,
the
can-
way, I want to say Happy Tug of War Day today.
is it Tug of War Day?
It's Tug of War Day.
Why are we not participating?
I don't know. Well, actually, I'm glad we're not because Tug of War brings back some terrible childhood memories for me. I remember in Tug of War at school, and especially during the what they call middle school years when we do the Tug of War, they'd always make me the anchor, and I always thought that I was anchor because my agility and athleticism and all that. And finally, the teacher said, "No, you're as big as an anchor." So that's the reason I was the anchor man.
We just need you to stay put.
That's right. And it's also National Chocolate Mint Day today.
That's one of my favorites.
Uh-huh.
We could have celebrated that today, except for we ate our mint chocolate Kit Kat yesterday here on the show.
Okay.
Darn
Way
it.
to go. When I wasn't here,
Yep.
thanks a lot.
Yeah, we busted them out.
Of course, there's little, chocolate mints that leave on your pillows at
Yes.
your nicer hotels and cruises. And I remember a friend of mine went on a cruise, and of course, he was having a very, very happy day. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you
A
mean.
very
yes.
happy all day on the cruise. And he said that he went back to his cabin and just threw himself on the bed and slept it through, the night. And when he woke up, he had this chocolate mint stuck and smeared all over the side of his face.
Listen, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I did exactly the same thing on
Really?
hers. And it was so funny because I woke up and I had no idea. But I didn't just sleep on the mint. Like, I must have literally wallered that mint from one end of the bed to the next. So I woke up and I'm looking, and it looked
Like something else.
something else.
Yeah, I
It
know.
looked like something else. So I run out and I've got this stuff all over me and it's all over the bed. And I got my cabin guy and, he was so nice. And I said, I am so sorry. It's a mint. It's the mint. I promise you it's the mint. And I thought he was going to die laughing at me. Thank goodness he was very kind. Yeah, that's a sick joke, putting those mints on the pillow.
That's-
So, yeah, true
Well,
story. That did happen.
I don't know if the treatery planned this or not, but this was their donut they had on Facebook today. It looks like a
What?
chocolate mint donut.
Yes.
Hey, you
They
can
said it
celebrate by
was-
going to the treatery.
Yeah, I think that's a Girl Scout Thin Mint.
Oh, my
So-
dreams have all come true.
There you
Mhm.
go. Yeah, that looked pretty
So
good.
good.
That is the best.
Right?
Oh, and if you
Yes.
can't celebrate tug of war or chocolate mint today, tomorrow is National Cherry Pie Day.
Ooh. Where do we get cherry pie around here?
I don't know.
The spot, you can pre-order. They do pies, but you have to pre-order them. So I guess
Oh.
if you want one, you might have to order it today.
So
Don't
pre-order
forget,
your cherry
Jennifer,
pies.
some people bake.
Oh,
Just throwing that out there.
I'm with you,
that
Jen.
never crossed my mind.
I'm with you. I'd be ordering it too.
Never made a pie in my life, nor do I intend to ever start.
According to the American Pie Council,
Yes.
cherry pie is the 5th favorite in the U.S. Number 1 favorite,
Apple?
apple, followed by pumpkin, then pecan pie.
Yes.
Then the American Pie Council says number 4 is banana cream pie,
Oh.
followed by cherry pie.
Really?
You know, I was wondering, how do you get a job in the taste testing lab at the American Pie Council?
Correct.
I mean, they
I
would look at
agree.
me and say, "What are your qualifications?" And I would say, "Just look at me.
Just hello.
Hello, here I am."
I'm right here.
So,
I don't
anyway,
know. I would have to throw peach in there. I would say that peach, like pie and cobbler with some ice cream on it, is like my jam. Yeah,
it's good. Peach
Yeah.
pie is good.
yeah. I love that.
Actually, any pie, any
I
day
mean,
is
yeah.
good.
What are we talking about? We love it all. I mean, any of it, we'll eat it. That's right. Hey, can I give a shout out to some very nice folks that have a very thankless job?
Yes.
So Tuesday, we after we finally dug ourselves out of our house, had to go put a truck away at the restaurant, and I noticed that our phone lines were not working. So I called one of my friends who works for the phone company, and he said, yes, we have a major outage. And unfortunately, it is right outside your back door, and it's affecting over 1,000 people. And it's a big, big break in the line. And I said, oh no. And he said, it's going to be a major task to get it done, to fix. And I said, okay. So literally, number one, there's two things. We have not had phones at the restaurant since Tuesday.
Okay.
And people are getting really impatient with us because it's just like ringing busy. And we've tried to put it out on social media. We can't help it. It's not like they're just down. But number two, I want to thank the guys from Frontier and the engineers that are there working. Those guys, and I am not joking, have been sitting in the middle of our alley and literally down in a manhole working for 3 days straight trying to fix that line. Do you know how cold and miserable that would be?
Yes, for sure.
And I tried to offer them coffee and stuff yesterday. They were like, no, we're fine. It's just, we're good. And I was like, you guys, this is crazy. And so, if you see those guys out, thank them, man. And they're still working. And they said it's just a horrific, break and whatever, and there's a lot of people affected. But, oh man, I mean, we think we have it bad just trying to walk down the sidewalk. I mean, try working in a manhole for 3 days straight. And so we're going on day 4 now of this. And so thank them. Don't be mad at them or cuss them or anything. They're doing they're doing what they need to do.
Right.
So, whew.
Could you imagine in the temperatures we have being out trying to deal with these little itty bitty wires
No.
and things?
And that's what I'm like. And so some of them are up top doing, kind of the
Right.
gopher work. And then some of them are actually physically down in the manhole, which are very deep, by the way. I stuck my head down there yesterday. I'm like, y'all need any coffee? And they were like way down in there. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, no, I cannot imagine trying to repair that stuff in this kind of weather. So if you think you have it bad, there's always something worse out there. So, and please don't cuss us or call and scream or not call, but come in and yell. People have come in and yelled at our bar staff. It's just crazy.
Be nice.
Why didn't I wear my shirt today? Be nice. Please be nice.
Yeah, we are so accustomed to getting what we want right now.
Well, and the thing is, and I understand it just rings busy, so
Right.
people are thinking that we've just taken the phones off the hook or we're being smart Alex or whatever, and we just don't have phone service. So
That happens.
So this day in history, though, speaking of be nice,
Okay.
perfect segue.
Okay.
Something debuted this day in history, and it's a television show, and it ran for 31 seasons, all about being nice. Do any of you know?
Sesame Street.
You're close. It aired on PBS.
Mr. Rogers.
Yep.
Mr. Rogers. Okay.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood debuted this day in history, 1968. And Fred Rogers ran that TV show for 31 seasons. All teaching us to be nice and
He was
kind.
a pretty awesome guy.
He was so far ahead of his time. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. And it was interesting. I was watching a show on HGTV the other day, and they remodeled a house, and it was right across the street from Mr. Rogers' house, like big compound.
Mm-hmm.
And so the lady that owned the house was like, I literally live in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. So it was pretty neat to watch. But yeah, so that's a good thing. And Fred Rogers certainly made his stamp on the world and did good for a lot of us.
I have another nice thing.
Do you?
Yes.
Good.
According to this website, rovers.com, people are nicer to their dogs than they are to their family.
That doesn't
get it.
surprise me in any way, shape, or form.
This study said 65% of us have more pictures of our dogs than we do of our kids. And of course, 95% of them said that the dogs are a member of the family, which of course is true.
Yes.
And
We can't say dog owners, John.
Hmm?
We can't say we own our dogs.
That's
not
right.
politically
I'm
correct.
sorry.
They own us.
They own us. I mean, we can say that, but
But then they also said that, that people who have pets, okay, there we go. Not pet owners, but people who have
people that
pets
reside with pets.
are more anxious when they come back from vacation to see their pets than they are their family.
I could see that too.
Now, and I know why we like especially dogs so much.
Because they're soft and cuddly.
Well, yeah, but for instance, take a family member, okay,
Uh-huh.
and then your dog,
Uh-huh.
put them in the trunk of your car and slam the lid.
Okay.
Wait 10 minutes, open up the lid, and see which one's glad to see you. So,
That's what I was going to say. When I come home from vacation, my
Good
son's
analogy.
not at the top of the steps going, "Oh, you're home! Oh,
I
you're
know.
home!"
Mom's home.
nope.
But the dog is. He's so excited to see us.
By the way, speaking about happy, I noticed in this latest survey, they said that the my generation, what's it called? I forget.
Baby boomers?
Baby boomers.
Yes.
We are happier than the millennials.
Really?
Yeah. This study, let me say, aging people report more happiness, more life satisfaction, more time pursuing activities, and doing the hobbies that they want.
I could see that
And
actually.
they say the millennials are facing pressures from their career,
right.
pressures from their money situation,
Mm-hmm.
and all we have to worry about is our blood pressure.
Cholesterol.
Maybe that's why the millennials and Generation Z is just walking away from work.
It's right.
Don't
Yeah,
call.
they just,
They just leave.
I mean, never mind the worrying about the money part. They don't put two and two together, but yeah.
You know where America's greatest source of income now lies? I mean, the average American. Our greatest source of let me put it this way.
Okay.
Our greatest source of unused income. Gift cards. They say that Americans
Oh.
currently have $21 billion worth of unused gift cards.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that weird?
We have a $50 champ card on our kitchen counter that belongs to one of the children they got for Christmas forever ago. So,
Really?
yeah, we're part of that.
And one of the reasons I think people
That's
don't
crazy.
use their gift cards is because they go in and they're thinking to themselves, I have this gift card, but I have no clue how much money is on it.
Right.
I mean, you might think you got this gift card and you're going to order, an extra appetizer or dessert, and all of a sudden come up short.
3 cents.
I mean, not knowing what's
Yeah.
on your gift card is kind of like ordering from a menu that doesn't have any prices on it. At the end of the day, things are not going to go well.
That's exactly right.
But anyway, keep in mind, if you feel broke, just look in your drawers and the
That's true.
junk drawer and your wallets and around on your purse and
Lots of gift cards.
collect your
unused.
gift cards. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Hmm.
And just to let you know, I know at the restaurant, if someone comes in and has a gift card, we have a thing on our computer where you can swipe it and it gives you what you have
Okay.
left. So I'm sure
That's
that
good.
that many and people do that all the time. I have this gift card, I have no idea how much money is on it. So
The last time I did that, I was at a restaurant and I said, I have this gift card. I don't know what it's on it. And then all of a sudden, the restaurant manager, not my hostess, but the manager comes by and says to me, this gift card is so old, it doesn't work on our system anymore. True story.
does
She's-
that really work?
Yeah, and I said, well, I have no clue what's on it. Don't worry about it. It says, well, will $20 be okay? I said, sure, $20, but it wouldn't even work on their system. I had that bad boy stashed for a long time.
I guess so. Well, if any of you all think you're having a bad day, I have a story about a real bad day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there was this brother and sister, and they are out camping in Alaska. And so it was near Chilkat Lake. And so the sister goes to the outhouse. So they're camping out, and she goes to this outhouse, and she sits down on the toilet and immediately is in pain. And something bit her butt. So she jumps up and screams, and her brother comes running and looks, and there was a bear face in the outhouse toilet. And she had sat down on that toilet, and the bear bit her on the rear end.
We'll never be able to go to the bathroom
Can
again.
you imagine how that would scar you for life? And the poor bear.
Good thing she had someone with her. Can you imagine trying to tell that story to a ranger?
Correct.
There's a bear bit me and he was in.
It was in the toilet, I swear. Yeah, right.
Uh,
So, but they were saying that, and I never thought about that. Her brother said, I took the headlamp, grabbed the lid of the toilet seat, I lifted it up. Right at the level of the toilet seat is a gigantic bear face looking right back up at me. So they cleaned her all up, whatever, and the bear ran away. But they said that in the summer or fall, do you remember when our park ranger was here, our wildlife officer? He said that you say "Hey bear" and like to scare them away, whatever. So they said they're used to doing that in the summer and fall, but bears are supposed to be hibernating right now.
He was.
So he was hibernating, all right.
she probably woke him up. No wonder he bit her.
That's what I said. I'm wondering what came out of her before, if anything, before he bit her. That's a pretty bad day.
Here's another I wonder.
Okay.
I wonder when it's going to happen. They said it was going to happen in 2019. They said it was going to be July of 2020. They said it was going to be in July of 2021. And now they're saying it's going to happen in July of 2022.
Okay.
It's number 5, the 5th Indiana Jones movie. Harrison Ford.
Oh.
It's supposed to come out in July of 2022.
So have they shot it yet, or are they?
I think they're trying to do that. Harrison Ford said that it's going to deal with the fact that, how he got to be Indiana Jones, and it's also going to, give us the obvious that he's a lot older than the first movie.
Well, yeah. If you're going to go back, how, as you're much older, how does that
I
work?
don't know. So anyway, I
Well,
think
that's exciting.
I have a title for it. If it would be Indiana Jones and the Colostomy of Doom. But I'm really thinking that. I'm an Indian. I like the movies.
Yeah.
Now, the strange part about it is Star Wars. I really like those movies, but after I've watched them a few times, I'm not interested in watching them anymore. But I would be anxious to see what this is.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I mean, man, it's been a long time since there's been an Indiana Jones movie come out.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be out now next year,
Okay.
summer of next year.
Well, give us something to look forward
That's
to.
true.
For sure. Hey, speaking of, you had the other day the fact that Kit Kat is, didn't you, bringing out a vegan
Yeah, it's a vegan Kit Kat bar.
thing? Yes.
It's Kit Kat V.
Yes. So Hershey has introduced organic Reese cups.
Oh, really?
So if it's important for you to eat organic, Reese's has you covered. They are doing organic Reese peanut butter cups in milk chocolate and dark chocolate.
Cool.
So they are USDA organic, non-GMO product certified and Rainforest Alliance certified. If anybody knows what any of that means, cool. I don't know.
I don't even know what organic means.
I don't know.
I got some other food stuff for you. It's been 4 years, but McDonald's is now putting back on their menu their orange Hi-C drink.
No, I lost my mind the other day about that. I forgot to mention it. So for years, I would go to McDonald's in the
Right.
morning and get breakfast and get Hi-C with
Right.
it. And Jamie made fun of me forever. And then they took it off the menu. And I was just thoroughly so sad. And the other day, they announced it on the news. And I'm like, yes! In my house. And he comes running in. He's like, what? I'm like, oh, McDonald's is adding orange drink back.
You can go to
He just shakes his head.
now.
I love it.
It should be nationwide by sometime this summer, but you can go, Jennifer,
Mm-hmm.
write this down, McFinder.com, and it'll tell you
He's got
where Hi-C is now available.
Do we have it here?
I don't know. I have.
Courtney, pull it up. McFinder.com.
I know.
We need to find out where I can get my high C.
Well,
And
check-
why is it you can buy orange high C wherever, but it only tastes good at McDonald's?
I know. It tastes great at McDonald's.
Do you remember when you had like a school outing or something and they always had those jugs
Yeah.
in the little cups for McDonald's of the orange high C?
Yeah,
Like
that-
in the water cooler thing?
I always liked the idea of
Love it.
McDonald's High C, the orange, but the little cups always got to me.
I know.
What's with a little cup? You know.
I want a big cup.
Yeah.
I mean, I want the extra large high C. So Courtney is looking on McFinder.
It's actually McDfinder.com.
Oh, McD Finder.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry. Yeah. McD. MCD Finder.
Okay, well, we're
.com.
going to find it. We're going to find
Well,
her, all right.
you're gonna have to go to Dayton.
Dayton.
That's the closest.
Oh, I'm calling Brad Munn after the
It'll
show.
be here soon. It'll be here soon. Yeah, I've got a riddle too about food.
Oh, we love riddles, don't
Are
we,
you ready?
Courtney?
No.
What's green all over? Has a double amount of marshmallows, topped with chunks of whipped cream and lucky gold flakes.
green all over?
What was about the marshmallow?
Marshmallows. Double the amount of marshmallows.
Green all over, double the amount of marshmallows, covered in gold flakes
And whipped cream.
and whipped cream.
Mhm.
I have no idea.
Cold Stone Creamery, their
Yes.
ice cream. They are now coming out for St. Patty's Day. Lucky Charms ice cream.
Yes.
Wow.
And you can also get from them Lucky Charms shakes too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sold.
There you go.
Where's the closest one?
It'll be available March 1st.
All right.
All right. Another treat, Dove chocolates. They've come out with something. You remember in Easter of, I think it was not when last year, but 2019, they had their white chocolate, with the carrot cake, things.
Yes.
This year it's going to be white chocolate with lemon meringue
Mm.
candy.
That would be
It's
good.
going to be really good. So,
There's a Cold Stone until coffee.
Ooh. All right.
and one other quick thing when it comes
We're
to
there.
food, you might remember the pandemic was a good year for the holidays, especially around Christmas, because people got into making their gingerbread houses
Yes.
because they were inside.
Yes.
Then in the fall, too, they came out with their Halloween cookie haunted mansions and graveyard kits that you
Mhm.
could bake.
Mhm.
Well, they've come up with something for Easter. It's Peeps has come out what they call the Peeps Cookie Coop kits.
Yes, we actually talked a little bit about that yesterday, and you can do that with your kids.
That's right.
Yes, you can make little peep houses.
Peep chicks with pre-made icing,
Mhm.
assorted candy, baked cookie panels,
Mhm.
and it has the neat part about this that those panels interlock, so you don't have to use the icing, to put it together. You can just pile the icing on.
Just eat it.
Yeah, 2 coops, $10.99.
That's awesome. And what a good thing for Peeps, because, you have to buy, it comes with some Peeps, but, you've got to have Peeps to put in the house.
That's
so
right. It comes with Peeps. Yeah.
It does. So we talked about Peeps a lot here on the program yesterday with James and Phil, and whether or not we liked Peeps and whatever. So are you a Peeps fan?
Not really.
Yeah.
I
Courtney.
can't say I've had a peep.
What? So our good friend Megan Malone, though, said that they're great to roast over the fire, just like a marshmallow. So then we started talking about making Peeps s'mores, right? But you've
Mhm.
got to be careful because they're covered with sugar, and the sugar caramelizes and it will burn you, right? So last night I get home and I'm telling Jamie all about it, and at the same time he's talking to the brewery guys about one of our newest beers they're going to brew, and then I was like, well, why don't we do an Easter beer with
Peeps?
Peeps? And they were all like, yes. So it's a coming.
There's something to look
All right.
forward
Yeah.
to.
So we're going to brew a beer with Peeps.
Nice.
That is so cool.
All because of that story.
That's right.
So very, very cool, and you'll have something to look forward to. Yeah.
Speaking of breweries,
Yes.
very quick, I know we're out of time, but I was noticing that this new company coming out of California,
Mm-hmm.
it's Silicon Valley, is called Bespoken Spirits. They have
Oh.
come up with this new method where they can bypass the aging of whiskey. Normally it takes about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They say that they can do it with this new process in 24 hours.
No.
Yes. So if you're really in a hurry to get schlockered, this is the company for you, huh?
Interesting. I don't know if I believe it, but I would definitely give it a try.
Yeah, they say the technology is literally an overnight process. So
Interesting.
Sometimes I feel like I age overnight.
I know, right?
that's true. They stole the process from Courtney. But we'll see. I mean, to be very honest with you, I don't want to be the first one to try it.
No. It's kind of like the COVID shot. I'm going to wait a minute
Yeah,
to
let's
see,
see what happens here.
to see if anyone's,
Here, you-
spleen falls out before.
let Mikey try it.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, we are kind of out of time, folks. Did want to thank our friends at the filling station, the store Broadway and Penn and Wellston and Quick Stop. Also, Carmen's Used Cars Trucks. And if you're looking for a vehicle, of course, to go in this yucky weather, they can take care of you as well. So, all right. Don't forget, weather cold today, tomorrow, but by Sunday, warming up.
Good.
That's good news. And the rest of next week looking much, much better. So,
By Wednesday, I'll find out if I still have a driveway.
right?
I'll have to say, if you go and get your chili and your beans, and if you see John and he looks like this, maybe bringing him a coffee.
That's me. I know that's how I'm going to feel, but
Might not look that extreme, but you'll feel that way, right? Oh my goodness. All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thanks so much for coming up
Well,
and spending time with us.
thanks for the invite.
Of course. And thank you, Courtney.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure.
And you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there. Just remember the roads still are a bit on the dicey side. So just give yourself a little bit more time to get where you're going. And as the weekend rolls around, they'll get better. So
You betcha.
have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Monday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.